Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back into the Bears Den, an NFL podcast with the Chicago Bears first focus. I'm your host, Alex. Today it's Thursday, here to do the game picks. We do this every single Thursday. Last week, week 9, 8-7, not too bad. Still a winning week. I would like, a little bit more of a win, but 8-7, we will take it. That puts us to a total record on the year of 76-62. So we are looking pretty good, and we can look to continue building off of the momentum that is now going back all the way to week 6, where we have had winning weeks. We have not had a losing week since week 5, so looking very good. And with that, we will go ahead and we will switch on over. As always, I'm using the Playoff Predictor website. I use this website, just really easy to go through and see the live standings update and everything like that. And so we'll go ahead and we'll get into it. We'll start with the AFC matchups like we always do. Bengals Ravens tonight, really, really massive game. You know, Bengals are sitting at 4-5. Baltimore sitting at 6-3. AFC North, we knew this was going to be a close, tough division. Um, I think that I'm going to pick Baltimore here. I think that just this year, Baltimore's a better team. I think that it's looking like T. Higgins is going to be out once again. And without T. Higgins, Cincinnati does not look like the same team. And I just think that the run game has been so efficient for Baltimore this year that they're going to be able to really kind of control the game, control the clock like they have for many games this season, and kind of just beat down on Cincinnati. So I think Baltimore's going to move to 7-3 with this game. Up next, Denver, Kansas City. I'm gonna give it to Kansas City. Part of me inside is saying Denver might win this game, because Kansas City I think is due for a loss. But the last couple weeks, Patrick Mahomes has been playing better. Obviously, had one of his best games of the year, if not his best game of the year, this past week in the overtime victory against the Bucks. But I just think that there's a big roster mismatch. I think that DeAndre Hopkins being there for another week after having a huge game last week will be very beneficial for the Chiefs, and I just think that they are looking like one of the best teams in the league for sure. Up next, Buffalo and Indy. I'm going to take Buffalo. I don't know what Indy's doing. I think they're probably running it with Joe Flacco again. He did not look great last week. I just think that uh, you know, Buffalo has played pretty solid all year, and if they win this, they'll be 8-2, and they're one of the better teams in the league as well. And I just think he's too up and down every week to really know for sure. Tennessee and the Chargers. Give me the Chargers. Tennessee got a win last week in overtime against New England, but I just think that they're not very good, and so I think the Chargers will be able to kind of take this win pretty easily. Up next, we move to the AFC NFC matchups. Patriots Bears. I'm gonna pick the Patriots here. You may be thinking, how Alex, you're a Bears channel, you're a Bears fan. How are you gonna pick against the Bears? I always say that I'm unbiased on this channel. I do my best to be unbiased. And look, as a Bears fan, I'm extremely concerned with the team right now. Washington beat them, and then Washington beat them again in Arizona because it bled too far into the week before the Arizona game, right? And now this week, yesterday, the media was asking DJ Moore about why he was walking off the field and all this and frustrations and things like that about the last game on a Wednesday. So once again, seems like, we're not really learning. And the Arizona loss is now bleeding into this loss or this game coming up, excuse me. And so I'm just really concerned with the locker room. It seems like they're really kind of split up a little bit. It seems like the team has really lost faith in Matt Eberflus, Shane Waldron. I'm getting extremely bad vibes, similar to the vibes that I was getting in the final Matt Nagy year when it kind of just was like the team has no fight and uh, there's a lot of distractions and a lot of noise coming out of Hallis Hall and things like that. So I think Drake May's been playing pretty well. I'm pretty sure that he's going to be playing this week. So look, I know the Bears are like 6-point favorites, and the Bears are better on paper, but I'm just really concerned with the locker room, and I just until they show me something different post bye week, it's really hard for me to kind of trust this team and believe in this team. So Patriots. Up next, Pittsburgh at Washington, a big game, a very big game. I'm going to go Pittsburgh here. I think that the defense is very good. I think Russell Wilson's been playing extremely solid football. I think, Washington's obviously a good team. Um, I just think that, when Washington did play the Bears, which is a top 10 defense, they didn't really do anything on offense, right? They just kicked a bunch of field goals and then had the Hail Mary at the end. But didn't really do much. So I think it's another good defense in Pittsburgh. And, Pittsburgh can actually score on offense, unlike the Bears. I think that Pittsburgh will be able to take that game. Minnesota and Jacksonville. I like Jacksonville here. I think that they're waking up a little bit. I still don't think that they're great. And I do probably expect this to be Doug Peterson's last year in Jacksonville. But they played a solid game against Philly last week, kind of almost took them down. And Minnesota was struggling against Indy. So I just think that, Minnesota's slowly kind of spiraling down a little bit. And I just think that Jacksonville will find a way to get this win at home. Arizona and the Jets. The last couple weeks I've been saying that I don't think the Jets are very good. And I still probably believe that, but they did look good last week against Houston. And it's interesting to see Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams kind of start rekindling their relationship on the field. I'm going to take the Jets here at home. I know Arizona's coming off a huge win, but I think that the Jets are going to find a way to pull this off on the road. Arizona's pass defense is not great. So I think that, as long as Aaron Rodgers chooses, not to have one of his terrible games, I think that the Jets can get this done for sure. Houston and Detroit. I'm picking Detroit. Detroit's looking like the best team in the league, in my opinion, and Houston is banged up. And, they traded for. I can't remember if they traded for a guard or they traded away a guard. I think they traded for a guard to help kind of protect CJ Stroud, but they're a little bit banged up, and I think Detroit is just so well oiled right now that they can kind of run through anyone. So I just think this will be another 30, 40-point Detroit game. Miami and the Rams. I like the Rams here. Miami, it's interesting. I think that they'll be okay. If they fall to this, they're 2-7. The season's pretty much done. But the Rams have looked really good. Stafford, fantastic walk-off win last week in overtime against Seattle. Since getting his receivers back, he's looked absolutely fantastic, and they really do look like an NFC contender. And so I just think that, at home against a Miami team that's been struggling all year, I think that, the Rams will be able to get it done for sure. Up next, the Germany game. Those poor German fans, I'm so sorry. Getting the Giants and the Panthers. I like Carolina in this game. Bryce Young managed to get a win last week. I think he'll get another one again. I think it'll be good for his confidence to kind of stack 2 wins together. Giants, it's, if they can get their run game going, I can definitely see them winning this game. But it's like Giants are one of those teams where you never know, right? They can beat teams that you think they have no chance against, and then they can lose games against teams that you thought they'd have no chance losing against. So you never know. This one's up in the air. It's international, so that could, impact things. But I like Carolina there for sure. Atlanta, New Orleans. This one's easy for me. I'm taking Atlanta. I think there's just a clear team difference. New Orleans started 2-0. They've lost 7 straight. I think this will be 8 straight. And I think that perhaps they're not going to have Chris Olave this week. And Atlanta's just looked really, really good. Kirk's looked great. Obviously, a lot of weapons on offense. They look like one of the better teams in the NFC. And I just think there's a clear mismatch there between those two teams. San Francisco, Tampa Bay. San Francisco is getting Christian McCaffrey back, I believe, which is huge for my fantasy team. I've been waiting all year. I'm picking San Francisco because I think that McCaffrey's coming back. If McCaffrey does not end up playing this week, then my pick would be different. I would probably pick Tampa Bay. So that's how I'm going to handle it next week when we come back and look at my picks for this week. If McCaffrey doesn't play, I'm picking Tampa Bay. And if he does play, I'm picking San Francisco. Just because he's one of the most impactful players in the league. And when he's on the field, San Francisco is a Super Bowl contender, and we've seen that for multiple years. So that's where I stand with that game. And then finally, Dallas and Philly. Dak Prescott's not playing. I don't think Cooper Rush or Trey Lance is going to, save Dallas. I think Dallas' season's practically wrapped up. And, Saquon Barkley was hurdling guys backwards last week. And, Philly does look good this year. I was wrong about Philly. I thought that they would not be able to turn it around, but Saquon Barkley is having Christian McCaffrey type impacts for Philly, and he's really saving them. I still have serious concerns about Nick Sirianni. I think that he's the type of coach that will cost them big. I think he will cost them big in the playoffs, but their offense is just loaded, and they look like a powerhouse. So those are my picks. So that's where we stand today. As always, I appreciate you guys listening. We are 11 subscribers away from 100 subscribers. We're so close. I see the new subscribers coming in. I appreciate you guys hitting that button. If you're new here today, or you're new to a couple of the other videos, please hit that subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up button. It really helps me know that you guys are enjoying the content that I'm making. And I appreciate you guys tuning in and listening to all these videos. I really enjoy making them for you guys. And as always, bear down. We will see you in tomorrow's video where I give my preview and thoughts for the Bears-Patriots game. And I will see you then. Have a good one. Peace.